Today marks 1587 day of day lessons, day reflections, and today will be a little bit different because I'm outside. It's a beautiful weather. It's quite cold in Vancouver, BC right now, but it's a beautiful weather for a walk. And I was reflecting today over last 6 days, like 7 days. I was speaking about nervous system and stages of a nervous system, and I was reflecting about my life in the last 8 years, because 8 years ago this is exactly the same spot. This is exactly the same spot where I recorded my first videos that I wanted to share my learnings, my experiences. I did 5 videos and I stopped it. And why is that? Because I felt that it's not enough. I felt that I'm not enough to share, and I didn't do that for 2 years. I needed to develop myself, improve myself until I felt that I'm enough to share lessons. And I think that that's a lot of people feel that way, that a lot of times people feel that they're not enough. And I think that I would be much farther ahead if I didn't thought that I'm not enough. And I think that sometimes we need to reflect on where those insecurities are coming from, why those insecurities are in our lives. And whenever I will share this message not as a lesson, but more of a vlog to remember myself, where I used to be, what kind of thoughts I used to have, because it's very nice to really reflect where my thinking was 8 years ago and what I went through, because now it's different. I went through a lot of turbulence, and I think I made a lot of good choices, a lot of bad choices. Probably I have the most peace I ever had. And there's a lot of things that I'm still going through right now, a lot of turbulence that is happening in my life, but that turbulence doesn't destroy my peace. Even though that when I look into the nervous system and stages of, in the last couple of days that we discussed, and there was 5 stages. So there's a massive turbulence in the end of December 2025, and put me that turbulence in a shutdown stage, in the first stage, the most terrible stage to be in. And I stayed there almost a month, probably all the way till the end of January. And at the end of January I realized that I need to do something about it, and then I start to move, and I moved from the stage of shutdown to hyper aroused. And that's of course not a great stage to be in, because you always feel behind, you always need to hustle, you need to grind, and that creates a lot of anxiety, a lot of nervousness. And now, like at the end of February, after a month, now I feel that I'm finally in a stage 3 where I have some kind of balance. I'm able to do the things that potentially scare me, but of course now is probably will take a month, maybe even more, move from 3rd stage to the 4th stage, that I really could go on and pursue the bigger things. But I was thinking that what I potentially could do in the month of March, and I will allocate the whole March now just in reflection on all the things that I did right, all the things that I did wrong in the last 8 years. Because as I mentioned before, that I moved from 1st stage to 5th stage over the last 8 years, and I moved backwards. And I moved backwards because I didn't make the right choices in a lot of different things in my life. And I think that I need to make sure that I make reflection, have the clarity where those decisions came from, and to make sure that doesn't happen again. I think that it's okay that it's sometimes you don't have things perfectly done, but I think that we need to have a clarity where the alignment is, and then to do the right thing, that the things that really hurt doesn't happen again. And it's a beautiful thing that I think about, that I don't start from zero, I start from experience, and that's a beautiful statement. And I realized that I'm not in a rush. That's why I give myself a whole month to really reflect on last even 10 years. Because 10 years ago I made a decision to really start improving myself, and that was a great choice, because I'm not the same person that I used to be. And probably the biggest thing that I learned as well last 10 years, that if you want to move fast to the right direction, one of the most important things to do is to learn stillness. I will repeat it one more time because it's such an important lesson I think that I learned, is that if you want to move fast to the right direction, we need to learn stillness. How to be still within yourself. Because when you're still within yourself, you're able to really sit down and understand what truly matters. What are the right decisions? What is your alignment? Because I think if I knew that, I would be so much better, because I would make such better decisions. And it's interesting because when I think about 10 years ago, the things that I used to admire and the things that I admire right now, it's totally different. In the past, I used to, for some reason, maybe my mind was still too chaotic. I used to admire house, I used to admire grinding, but now I admire peace, comfort. But comfort, different kind of comfort. I don't say that comfort when you don't take action. I mean comfort when you're able to do the right thing. And again, this is the right thing that I find it interesting. Because urgency, and this is a beautiful thing. I think it's important to do things urgently, but I think that we're supposed to pursue to do the right thing urgently. Because if you pursue action urgently, we potentially lead to wrong actions altogether. And that's what I probably made a mistake. I urgently take a lot of actions, but because I didn't had stillness within me, I took a lot of actions that didn't lead anywhere, and I even moved backwards. But if you move urgently towards right action, that of course will lead to the right direction. So today I didn't have any topic in my mind. I just really want to share. It's a beautiful walk again in Vancouver. We see the beautiful weather, but the main idea is that the next month, March, will be for my reflection, and I think that's a beautiful thing. And of course, in the next month, I will share a little bit more on nervous system, because I found that this is extremely important topic. And probably tomorrow I will share how we're supposed to feel after understanding more about nervous system, because I think that when you realize that you're not in a level that you're supposed to be, sometimes could be daunting. But I think that we need to understand what kind of feelings could go through when you understand your decisions better, understand your actions better, and understand yourself better as well. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.